Hey everyone, it's Barb Teckle. How are you? We are in the last week, well, almost the last week of August. We have 2 days next week. I'm really excited to share this reading with you today. I just love it when readings make my heart feel so good, and especially the times that we're going through right now. We definitely need those moments and times where we do feel our heart expand and we do feel uplifted and positive and ready to tackle whatever it is we need to tackle. So I hope this reading will help you as well. So today I actually have 3 cards for you that I pulled. And the first card I pulled is from Wisdom of the Oracle. And so this card is, and this is going to kind of be our anchor for the following 2 cards. And it is Treasure Island. And immediately when I looked at this card, I thought about how it is that sometimes the treasure that we are seeking is right in front of us. And we're blocking our way to our own treasure. Because perhaps we're moving too fast, or we are getting caught up in a mentality of scarcity or fear. And the turtle on the card is reminding us to slow down and just be in observance of what is right in front of us. And more often than not, the treasure we are seeking is already here. It's right here, it's right now. So also when I looked at this card, I don't know if you can see that, but within the treasure box is actually a face, which in this deck does represent the divine or spirit. But I actually saw it as a reflection of ourselves. So a reflection of myself or yourself. And that the answer is not outside of us, but that it's within us. And that's how I interpreted that card today also. And, just looking at it again, and just as I had said, seeing our own face within that treasure box, and then looking at the stars and the hearts that are around that, when we take the time to really understand that everything that we need is already within us, that helps us to expand our heart, to feel better about our lives and to feel better about ourselves, right? We are the stars of our own lives. Literally, we are the stars of our own lives. So I then asked for some animal wisdom to come in and guide us with the message of that card, Treasure Island. And this card I pulled from Dr. Stephen Farmer's deck, Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides. I haven't used this deck in a while, but before I did the reading, I kind of looked at all my decks, and that was the one that stood out to me today to work with. So the card that I pulled is Elk. Isn't this a beautiful card? I love how it goes with Treasure Island. Look at the blues and the greens. Such calming colors. And to me, the blues and the greens are all about remaining fluid and going with the flow of things. So, Elk. The message on the bottom says, stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with respect that you deserve. Now, when I first looked at Elk, I mean, he looks so regal and so proud, or she, could be either or. Now that I'm saying that, though, maybe perhaps it is a male. I don't know if the female grows horns like that. I guess I'm going to have to do a little research on that. But at any rate, I just saw this elk as being regal and proud, and what I heard was to stand proud in what you believe in. Whether you are voicing that on a, out into the world on a big platform, or perhaps you're just carrying that within yourself and walking through the world in confidence, and just, like you're going to own what you believe, even though you may not be voicing it out loud. And I found it interesting that the elk, when I looked up elk in Ted Andrews' Speak. What's the name of that book? I can't believe I can't remember it right now. Hang on one second. Here it is. I actually refer to this book a lot, Animals Speak. And in this book, it stated that the elk comes into their power in the autumn. Now, I'm a big fan of fall. I think I've said that before during my readings. And I have so much more energy in the fall. I feel so much more motivated. I have so much more creativity that just comes in barrels toward me. So, with this card of when we look at it with Treasure Island and about stamina and standing in our power, as Elk is encouraging us to do, is to remember that when we live from our own internal power and from what we believe in, that's the treasure from which that is the treasure within us, right? And it takes strength and it takes courage to live from that space when sometimes the outside world is projecting something differently, and that doesn't coincide with what we may be holding as truth for ourselves. So the fact that elk is in power in the fall, they are also, what I learned about them is that they are not loners and they are not solitary creatures. And this is something that's been coming up for me quite a bit lately, and I actually just shared this with a friend who I had lunch with last week. How I said, when I think back about when I left the corporate world back in 1999, I think it was, all I wanted was to be by myself. I was so tired of being around people, especially people I felt were toxic, and just getting caught up in the drama of sometimes that the corporate world can be. I just needed out. I needed to be away from that. And something I've realized through everything our world has gone through in the last 7 months is I do still need a lot of time alone to recharge my batteries, but I also realized how much we are social creatures, and I am missing that aspect. I am missing the friends where I would just call and say, let's have lunch, or how we have to rethink things differently and how we do things. So I think this was a great reminder from elk, that they are not loners and they are not solitary, because we need each other. We do need each other. And even though we're having to find different creative ways to do that, I guess I've just really realized for myself that I need people. And that's okay too. And that's important for our well-being and to be in balance with all that as well. And I'm just looking at my notes here because I always write everything out first that I'm getting. And I wrote that this is what expands the treasures within us, right? So as we reflect on the treasures that already are within us, and we use those as our guide and a way to help us as we move forward in more confidence, I also wanted to pick a card from this newer deck that I have, and I've pulled cards from this before, Oracle of the Seven Energies, because I just love this deck. I know I've said this before, but I really love this deck. So I asked what energy can also be of service to us as we remember to look for the treasure that's already within us, and we stand tall and proud in what those treasures are that we hold to be true about ourselves. And I love this card. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It is beautiful uncaging. Look at that awesome, bright orange heart with that. Just look how it's lit up around that heart. And look at the keyhole right in the center of the heart. That's the key, is to remain connected to our hearts, to look for the treasure within us, to stand tall within what we believe to be true for our lives, and how important it is. And I can't tell you how many times I've been saying this to myself the last couple of months. Stay connected to my heart. Stay connected to my heart. Feel everything, even the bad stuff, even the stuff that's really hard to feel into it all, because I've also realized that the more our heart breaks for things that feel uncomfortable, the more opportunity we have for our hearts to heal. So we have to continue to go through this process, but we have to remember to be fluid with it. And this card is associated with the energy of water and being with all those emotions and feelings. And I know I've said that a lot in my last couple of readings, but it's the truth. We have to be with everything that is going on in the world. We have to experience it all and learn to be with that. That's where we gain the stamina. That's where we gain the stamina, like the elk has said. And then we can uncover even more of the treasure within us of who we know ourselves to be, which we can then start to begin to experience more peace and more joy in living from who we authentically are. Did I say I was excited about this reading? Very excited about this reading today. So again, it's Treasure Island, elk, just a beautiful creature. I don't want to put the cards in front of the microphone here so you can hear me. And then beautiful uncaging. That is, when I look at the bigger perspective of everything our world has gone through in the last 7 months, this is really what it's been all about, is letting go of those walls we've put around our hearts, right? Which can be so painful. And that resistance is what makes it so painful. And this is a time that is calling for us to open our hearts and continue to expand, to look at all the different perspectives and welcome it all in reality of helping us to gain a deeper understanding of what our true treasure is within each of us, right? So that is the reading for the week. I hope that was helpful for you. I don't know, I feel really excited about the week now that I did this reading. I feel excited for myself for the week. So I hope that was helpful for you as well. So have a great week, everyone, and I will see you again next week. Take good care. Bye.